up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of New Parents in Training. Well, so I went to a grocery run today, and I want to show you guys how we bring our groceries back into home in this time of crisis with the coronavirus. So let's get on to it. All right, once you get home, make sure you disinfect and clean yourself. Use the hand sanitizer, and if you have gloves, you might be able to use it. And also, if you have wipes, use the wipes to wipe down the groceries. If you don't have wipes, here's a different solution, which you use the Clorox clean supply. So what you do is you take a paper towel and you just make sure the paper towel is wet. Like, not just a little bit, you need to make sure that it's soaking. And then you can use this to wipe down the groceries. I mentioned in the previous video, so the coronavirus might survive on the surface for quite some time. It is really to your advantage to wipe everything down to make sure the virus is actually killed. Now, the first thing we're gonna do are the stuff that are cold, produce, frozen food, milk, and such. So what we do is, normally when I go out and buy stuff, I make sure I buy the one with the bag cover the fruit already. So it would be nice to have a second person to help you. If you don't, make sure you have a clean area such as here. Once you clean everything, you just set the produce here before you move everything inside. But I have my lovely wife here, and so I'm gonna pass this produce to her so she can bring it up to our kitchen and then wash it. Okay, since this produce has a bag cover it, so it's quite simple, right? You just open up the bag and make sure that the other person has a bucket. And dump the produce into the bucket without touching the produce yourself. Now for the milk, you can either go to your kitchen sink and wash it, or before you take it inside the house, use the soaking paper towel that I already made with the clean solution, or using the Clorox wipes to just wipe it down. Make sure all the crevices are being covered, such as this area. And also this area. And then once this is clean, you can set it either on the clean side or hand it to your partner. Another product is something that is covered, such as this. This product is meant for a freezer, but as you can see, I can either wipe this down, or I could open this and without touching the inside myself. Usually the package inside already have a wrap around it as well. So what I do now is just let my partner, who has a clean hand, to take it. If you feel the need to wipe even more down with the inside package, feel free to do so. So we set up a chair inside the house, such as like so. So once she got all the stuff that's clean, and she put it in here. Now, since those are the produce, the milk, and the frozen product, those need to go into the fridge as soon as possible. So what I'm doing now is to let her put all this stuff inside the fridge, and I'll be working on the non-perishable food inside the trunk for now, and wait for her to come in and help me move everything back in.
Hey guys, as my husband is wiping the non-perishable products downstairs, I'm gonna start cleaning the stuff that needs to put in the fridge right away. And before he came to the garage, I made sure that this area is clear so that I'm able to put as many stuff I can in one setting. So I know like this needs to go to the fridge right away. He already wiped it with a lot of chemicals, so I want to wash it with regular soap. And so I used a foaming dish spotter soap, and I like this one a lot because it's a plant-derived soap and it's non-allergenic and it doesn't irritate my skin. just washing off the chemicals away from the carton. If you choose to wipe the chemicals, then you could also do a rinse before they go to the fridge. Then I'm just gonna use a dish towel to dry them. And then go to the fridge right away. So now that I put everything that needs to be frozen first or refrigerated, now I could go ahead and wash the vegetables and fruits. And there's many ways on how to do them. When it comes to vegetables that are gonna be cooked anyways, then you don't really need to wipe with several chemicals or whatnot. You could just either wash it with the Veggie Wash. I bought this from Trader Joe's and I really like it, and I have posted a video before, so if you want to click on it, there's more details on how to wash your vegetables. And so what I typically do is I fill it with water. I add about 1 tablespoon of this, but just a little bit, doesn't need to be a lot. And then swish it, and then basically just wash my vegetables. So this Veggie Wash says switch up to 30 seconds. If people don't choose to wash with any of the Veggie Wash, you could just add water and then set it aside for a few minutes. And then wash it again, and then just rinse it with a lot of water. Because eventually these vegetables are going to be cooked, so with the cooking and the high heat will kill the viruses. So when it comes to fruits, they're not going to be cooked. And I think for me, I like to use is alcohol to wipe them. So once it's a little bit soaked, then you could just do 1 apple at a time to wipe them. Because these apples, I didn't wipe them with Clorox or any disinfectant. Now I'm just gonna do it with alcohol. And then I could just wash this bucket. Wash my hands, wash the bucket that held the dirty apples. So now you could leave the apples to air dry with the alcohol, or you could also, after the alcohol, rinse it if you want to. And this is one method to clean the vegetables without using the Veggie Wash if you don't have this available. So these are examples how I wash my produce, but if you have any other ideas how you do it at home, please share. I'll be happy to learn from you as well.
Now everything else here are the non-perishable food. So I'll be wiping them down one by one. Now, another thing about this is that for the non-perishable food, what you can do is, for us, our garage is not that hot. So what I typically do is to leave the stuff inside the car. Eventually the virus will be dead, and I don't need to wipe it down or anything after I leave it inside for like 3-4 days. Now, but if your garage is hot or you don't have a garage, then this you must do before you bring this inside the house is to wipe everything down with the Clorox wipe that I have, and then set this on the clean surface. And that's same with anything that has a package. For the non-perishable food, these are the stuff that I can just leave inside the car for now, for the time being. So I'm just going to leave them in here. Unless I really need to use it, then wipe it down and bring it inside the house. We do order quite a bit of stuff online, such as Target, Amazon, and whatnot. So once those packages arrive, again, like I said, the coronavirus might survive on the surface. So what I do is I set them inside the garage and not to disturb them for sometime over a week. So I just leave them in here because the fact that a lot of stuff, if we do need to use it, then of course we need to open it up and then wipe it and then use it that way. Since we don't need to use it, we just order ahead, and that's why I have the luxury of time on my side to just set them aside and then wait for the virus to kill to be dead on its own. So that's how we do it in our house. If you don't have a trunk or a place that's cool outside the house for you to store items, let me show you where we put them at. Alright, so let's say if you don't have a garage or you don't have means store stuff outside. So this is what we do. Come in through the front door. Again, we label the place that we consider as dirty so we can work within this area. Everything beyond the tape, the clean area. Okay, so once you come in with a bunch of groceries in your hand, well, because it's considered as the dirty area, I can leave them on the floor. And now sanitize yourself with hand sanitizer. Now again, you can use the Clorox disinfectant spray or whatnot to soak the paper towel to wipe things down, or you can just use the wipe if you have one. Now same deal, you take each one by one and start wiping it down. And make sure you have a chair or a place for you to place the clean items. Again, if it's produce and whatnot, use this area, and once you clean them, put it inside the fridge. Now for the non-perishable stuff, we have a bunch of stuff that we have placed order either online or through the grocery store that we have picked up. Once we pick them up, we wipe them down and we just set it here. And some of the food being set here, like oatmeal, rice and whatnot. When we set it here, so that once we do need to use it, then we take it from here. But since we don't, we just leave it here to kind of air dry it to let the virus die down even more. I know I haven't mentioned this before. I didn't film in the grocery store because it's kind of hard. You want to make sure that you have a list ready, because what you want to do is to go in and out really quickly. Now, I suggest people to go to a supermarket at the earliest when they first open, because you can expect the least amount of people there, because you want to avoid crowd. So when you go to the supermarket, it's utmost that you have something to wipe the shopping cart with. So a lot of times the supermarket already provided, but I have noticed that those wipes get used up very quickly. If you have Clorox wipes, leave them in your car. Before you go inside the supermarket, just take a couple of sheets with you and go inside the supermarket and wipe down the cars that you're going to use. Now, it's perfectly fine to have a glove in your hand. I've been using gloves when I go to the supermarket now. I have seen a lot of people using gloves when they're at the supermarket. Another thing is that if you're fortunate enough to have a mask, okay, wear a mask when you go to the supermarket. Now, I mentioned before, you need to have a list ready when you go to the supermarket because you want to go in and out quickly. And also, if you're going to pick something, say if you want to buy a piece of chocolate, make sure you know exactly what you want. You don't want to take it and then look at it and then put it back, because one thing, you don't know if you have the virus or not. You don't want to put back the item that you just touched, nor you don't know who touched it before you. So it's best to just one go, grab and go, grab and go. And so usually when I go to a supermarket, it's going to be really quick. So I have a portable hand sanitizer like this. Just hold it on my belt. So this way, whenever I touch something, I'll use it right after, or after I enter into the car, I'll use it. So yeah, that's what I do in a situation like this to go shopping in the grocery store. Let me know it down in the comment section that how you normally shop in this time of coronavirus now, or how you will go about with dealing with this matter. All right, thank you for watching. Until next time.